Hey, what's up guys? Eric here with driverlineup.com, world's okayest steering wheel holder, proudly. I was not the okayest steering wheel holder when I first started driving and learned a hard lesson, $700 lesson. So I'm gonna share this with you guys if you're just getting a truck or just getting into it and you haven't experienced this. And sorry about it chirping, I gotta change a battery and a smoke detector, but this right here is my first set of airlines. I have another set here that was the replacement set of airlines. So this was, I think, like when I had my Freightliner Cascadia, brand spanking new. I had like 400 miles on it. I was on my first run, maybe my third load, fourth load, pretty early in it. And this is the set of the airline that came with that truck. Now, I was brand new, right? So I didn't really know that it probably should have two connecting carabiners. I just never thought anything about it. You know, it was brand new. It was like, in my mind, a brand new, like this thing should last plenty of time, right? Well, look at this. Let me show you guys this. That is the electrical right there. See that? And it didn't go too well for me because when the truck got to me, it had only had that one carabiner on it. I'm gonna take you out here to my Peterbilt and let you guys see. It came with two. I had to, after this situation I'm gonna tell you guys about, of course, went and bought another one. You see that right there? One right there, and then the other one. If your airlines don't come with that, I'll show you again. Which, by the way, guys, the Peterbilt, because it has so much room back here, it's much easier to keep the airlines off the catwalk and off the back of the cab because the trailer's so far back. It's a longer truck, so the trailer's so far back, I don't have any problems with it dragging. I always had problems with the airlines on the Freightliner rubbing up against the back of the cab, and I was always having to adjust them to try to keep them off of the catwalk. Peterbilt, I don't have that problem. Anyway, because it only had one carabiner, I just had this sort of weird situation, man, where when I made a turn, it just tweaked that carabiner the wrong way and kind of gave it just a little bit of a twist so that the carabiner let go from the back of the cab. Well, I'm doing 65 miles an hour down the interstate, and there's nothing holding it to the back of the truck. So what happens? It's like 3 or 4 in the morning, 3 or 4, I don't remember what time it was. All of a sudden, I notice all my trailer lights are out. It's just dark back there. You can't see nothing. Usually when I hit my brakes, you know, or the engine brake. Well, actually, the Freightliner didn't. I don't know if it showed the brake lights when the engine was braking. Peterbilt definitely does. But I couldn't see any lights back there. So I pull over immediately. And when I get off the interstate, I take this exit, and I don't have much trailer brake either. But it was weird because I wasn't noticing a significant loss of air. So I pull over, turn the flashers on, get out. Of course, I don't see flashers on the trailer. I mean, there's just nothing back there. So I'm thinking it's like a fuse or something, you know? So I'm like pull the hood up, going through all my fuses, trying to find what's going on, why the lights aren't on a trailer, because it's dark. Well, finally, after like 45 minutes, I walk around to the back of the cab and notice that my airline is down on the ground between my fuel tank and the drive tires. So this thing had come loose and was just dragging on the interstate 65 miles an hour, and it just ate right through that thing. Sorry about the dogs barking, guys. And of course I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's not a TA. I mean, I couldn't even really, I didn't want to drive it anyway. Now it didn't chew through the airlines. So I was able to stop it in time, and that's why I wasn't losing air. I mean, I was starting to lose air. It wasn't this one right here. which is my main red line. It started to get chewed through, so it was just starting to lose air, but it was mainly the electrical. But I couldn't drive it anywhere, and I didn't have, back then I didn't carry a spare, because these things are like $300, $200 or $300. I mean, they're not cheap. So I didn't have a spare on me, so of course Road Assist has to send someone to me at like 4:30 in the morning on a weekend in the middle of nowhere. So what should cost like $200 to replace ends up costing $700, and that is not a warranty thing. So I got nailed for $700. And to make matters worse, the replacement that they brought, which was this set of lines, lasted for 3 days. 3 days, and it sprung an air leak right where it connects to the glad hands. And it wasn't that it was just loose. It just, the hose, right where the copper's wrapped around the hose, the hose sprung a leak right there. So it actually ended up costing me closer to $1,000, because I had to go buy another set at TA, and then I had to buy a backup set. So actually now we're at like $1,200, all because of that airline only having one carabiner, not a backup. So when you see those trucks that have two of those things, two of those springs and two carabiners, in fact, I'm gonna get more carabiners and put 2 on each spring so that I have 4 total back there, 2 on each spring. Those aren't just about getting your hose properly spaced or your lines properly spaced. It does help with that, but also just having some redundancy, some backup, you know what I mean? To keep that from happening. So pro tip, guys, make sure your lines are secured to the back of your truck and have redundancy, because that was a very, very costly mistake. So anyway, we got more videos we're working on this week. If you guys have a question or want to see a video, I have a long list of videos that I'm working on this week that I've gotten requests for. My step box, I'm going to review that, talk about that, and a few other things you guys are requesting. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see, and I'll try to address this, especially while I have the time at home. Until the next one, guys, be safe out there, make good decisions, and as always, drive to thrive. Talk to you soon.